Hey folks, sorry about the technical difficulties on Friday, but it gives me the opportunity to make a just sort of quick and efficient, practical video encouraging just a really important habit, and then hopefully providing some just practical tips to make it happen. And what we're talking about this week is meal prep. Meal prep doesn't have to look one way. Meal prep could look different from person to person, but just the basic principle of weekly, or maybe every 10 days, or maybe every 3 days, just preparing your food for the next couple of days, kind of bulk preparation of foods. Try not to speak in hyperbole. Dr. Pardue and I kind of always go back and forth, like what's the most important habit that people need to participate in to change their health. And it's hard to say meal prep's absolutely the number one, but I think it's probably up there with just like strength training and just kind of working out regularly. So the number one rule of meal prep is do it. Don't let your week, or don't let your busy week just kind of determine what you do with your food. Go ahead and you determine what your week is going to look like. But the number two rule is don't do it poorly. If you could set yourself up for failure and frustration if you try to accomplish too much at once, or if you like kind of do it halfway and you make a bunch of food that doesn't taste very good. So keep it simple. I try to do things in under an hour. Sometimes if it takes a little bit longer than that, usually that's it's not going to be too much longer than that. I utilize buy prep. So buying healthy foods, they're already ready to be consumed or really close to being consumed. If you kind of combine that with some basic cooking skills, it's going to save, 30, 45 minutes in your prep day, and can save several hours throughout your week. The next rule is set your kitchen up for it. Make sure you've got the stuff that you need. And then like a practical thing coming away from this is get used to, or get in the habit of cooking twice. So if you can ever help it, you should always be making more than one meal at a time. Again, it's about saving time. When you're making dinner, throw an extra chicken breast into the pan that you're cooking and go ahead and save that for lunch the next day. So I created, during this live presentation, I actually did some meal prep myself. I think I calculated something like 16 or 18 meals that I made in about 50 minutes while giving a presentation. So why meal prep? Obviously, the number one thing is it saves time. Time is your most valuable resource. And we want our people to value their time as well, and to have practical application to save time. This facilitates consistency. It's going to make you a lot just more consistent with your food intake, and it's going to allow you to hit your goals easier. You can always learn to do this better. So why am I talking about this right now? Whether you already do this or you've never done it, you can learn to do this a little bit better. So let's have a conversation about what your meal prep looks like. Also, if you are working with your coach and your coach is telling you, hey, I need you to actually eat more throughout this next season, if you have to eat more, it's going to be hard to eat more unless you are prepping food in advance, because sometimes a lot of times if you skip meals, you're not going to be able to hit your targets. So the basics, I'm going to go ahead and post all of these links. But you don't have to have every single thing on here, but these are some really, if you don't have something on here, a red flag should go up, and you should at least have a good reason why you don't have it. Get a good cutting board. I recommend a wooden or a bamboo cutting board. It should be pretty big. You want to have a large prep surface area. If you've got just like a glass cutting board or some plastic cutting boards, it's time to get a good one. Tupperware that matches, a chef's knife that is sharp and that you can use. An Instant Pot or an air fryer, or like a crock pot, something like that where you can cook a lot of food really quickly, or that you could just cook really conveniently. A blender, making a smoothie is something I probably do 5 times a week. And then a good nonstick frying pan. Don't try to make it work with a crummy pan. A good pan costs $15 to $25, and it'll change your cooking life. So if you don't have something on this list, get it. And then buy prep. Get the steamed vegetables, get the ones that are already chopped. Again, time's your most valuable resource. Save you, spend the extra $1 or 40 cents and save yourself some time. I always get, every week I get these broccoli florets, and I just pull them apart, and I put that in a Tupperware. And then I just pull it out and I throw it in a pan to either saute or steam. It takes me about a minute and a half. And then even, they've got, every store now has got these like pre-packaged meals. Feel free to grab, if you got a busy week, or you've got one really busy day each week, just go ahead and supplement your normal diet or supplement your meal prep with something like this. Again, every week I get like yogurt, maybe I get the big packages of yogurt for like my smoothies, and I get some of these smaller yogurt cups for like an on-the-go breakfast. I get like canned beans and some rice, because I've got a carb budget in my life. And then I obviously get a big box of spinach greens for smoothies or for salad. And then just, these are some more of my specific tips. I probably get 2 rotisserie chickens a week. Just pull those apart. Doesn't take you any time. It's delicious. And, protein like that's obviously really important. And it's usually really cheap. I will post some of these recipes that I have been making. Lunch, my lunch prep is really, really easy. I make a lot of meat. I usually add a bean or a rice or both, and then just a little bit of veggies. So I'll do chicken or maybe a pork tenderloin, and then I'll do white rice or brown rice, and then sauteed peppers and onions, and boom, that's my lunch. One of the benefits of this is I put about roughly the same amount of chicken and rice and veggies in each one, and then I'll log that into my tracker, and I'll save it as a recipe, and I'll just hit one button. And so I have the same macros for my lunch every day, which makes hitting my targets really, really easy. Dinner. My personal rule is I don't prep dinner, but I do the cook twice rule. Dinner is a special meal for my wife and I. We like cooking. We like freshly prepared food. We don't like to eat leftovers, obviously, throughout the whole week. So dinner we leave to cook together. Then we cook twice. And then every dinner I'm thinking, okay, what's my meat for a protein? And then why not just go ahead and get a handful of spinach, olive oil, balsamic vinaigrette, and I have an extra serving of greens every dinner. When is it best to meal prep? Families coming into your home. You've got crazy grandkids that are going to come in and upend your life for a week. Go ahead and prep before they get there. Utilize buy prep. Utilize a little bit of meal prep, and just make sure that you've got some of the core staples that you're going to need. So micronutrient dense rich foods like maybe some frozen fruit and spinach for a smoothie, and then you got your chicken, your rotisserie chicken for some protein. You're going to visit a family member. I have had so many clients with so much anxiety about going to visit a family member, and I say, hey, well, they let you maybe even just go to the store, grab a couple of foods, and maybe just cook a breakfast. I've never had a client's family member deny them that. And usually they're going to love you for it. And you'll be able to stay on track with your goals, and it's not going to take you too much time, and it'll give you peace of mind while you're on vacation. Look, if you've got a normal week, a busy week, any week, every week, you should be preparing your food in advance. This helps you perpetuate mindful eating and consistent eating and healthy eating. And gosh, it really is. It's all about saving time so that you can spend more time in your life on the things that matter. So, action items from this. How am I going to follow up with you as your coach? Okay, go back to that list. If you don't have a chef's knife, or you don't have a cutting board, or you don't have matching Tupperware, buy it. Set the kitchen environment up for your success. What day are you going to do it this week? Prep a little bit this week. What day is that for you? And then what day is that going to be, every week? Is that going to be a little bit different? Are you going to maybe do it every 10 days or maybe every 3 days? You kind of a half prep session. Begin to cook twice. Stop, if how frequently are you just cooking one single meal for yourself, and start cooking twice. And then action item, go ahead and save some of the recipes that you are prepping, and then just hit one button as you track your food throughout the week. So that's pretty much all I've got. I hope that's short and sweet. I hope this does not have to be a challenge. It doesn't have to be the hardest thing you do, but if you're not doing it, or if you could do it better, go ahead and begin doing it, or go ahead and improve. And it should, yeah, it should be a great step forward. And I look forward to working through this with you guys. As I've been a cook and kind of I ran a kitchen for a couple of years, so this is something that I enjoy doing. I enjoy talking through with clients. I enjoy setting your home environment up for you to be successful. That is all I've got for now. I hope this was helpful, and you know, give me some feedback, and let's be in touch, and let's move forward in your health